Newcastle's Saudi owners finally confirm Eddie Howe as new boss. Newcastle's new Saudi-led regime have finally appointed their first manager, with Eddie Howe having signed a 2.5-year deal to take over at St James Park. The 43-year-old had been out of a job since leaving Bournemouth following their relegation from the Premier League 2 seasons ago, but after talks progressed last week and he watched their draw at Brighton from the stands, Howe was officially confirmed in the Post on Monday. "It is a great honour to become head coach of a club with the stature and history of Newcastle United. It is a very proud day for me and my family," Howe said. "This is a wonderful opportunity, but there is also a lot of work ahead of us, and I am eager to get onto the training ground to start working with the players. I would like to thank the club's owners for this opportunity and thank the club's supporters for the incredible welcome they have already given me. I am very excited to begin our journey together." Howe will be taking charge of the club with the world's richest owners, Saudi Arabia's public investment fund thought to be worth more than £700 billion. First, though, he faces a battle against relegation, and there are still 9 games to play before he will be able to strengthen his squad in the January transfer window. His name did not have the backing of all members close to the new consortium when first floated 4 weeks ago, with Unai Emery becoming the clearly favoured candidate, but the Spaniard rejected an approach and has stayed on at Villarreal. Amanda Staveley, however, was always keen to speak with Howe, and he was interviewed 2 weeks ago. Some of his former Bournemouth players in the Newcastle dressing room, which include Callum Wilson, Ryan Fraser and Matt Ritchie, had already communicated their support for their old boss to Staveley. Staveley said, "We have been incredibly impressed by Eddie through what has been a rigorous recruitment process. As well as his obvious achievements with AFC Bournemouth, where he had a transformational impact, he is a passionate and dynamic coach who has clear ideas about taking this team and club forward. He is a great fit for what we are trying to build here. We are delighted to welcome Eddie and his staff to St James Park and very much look forward to working together towards our collective ambitions." Sportsmail understands Howe would also have been the man the previous ownership turned to had Steve Bruce been sacked on their watch. Lee Charnley, the managing director who remains of the club, is thought to have supported Howe's cause in light of the takeover. After watching on at Brighton's Amex Stadium on Saturday, Howe will now work towards his first game in charge, a home game against Brentford on November 20 following the international break. Interim boss Graham Jones believes that, while Howe is inheriting a side winless in the league and sat 19th, 5 points from safety, there is a togetherness that he can build on. "I think he's seen a togetherness, I think he's seen a team that added a bit more possession, bit more control, especially second half on the ball," Jones said. "I think he'll inherit a team that off the ball was prepared and capable of going and pressing a brilliant Brighton team with pressing football and keeping high up the pitch. So I think he'll have seen that it's improved from Crystal Palace." Howe spent 11 years with Bournemouth across 2 separate spells, the second one lasting 8 seasons, and pulled off a huge achievement to take them from League One through to the Premier League with limited resources. He began his first spell with the club at the foot of League Two and fought off a points deduction to maintain their Football League status back in 2009. Howe had looked set for a return to management with Celtic earlier this year before the Scottish side appointed Ange Postecoglou after negotiations broke down. Howe thought he had missed out on the role when Emery emerged as the preferred candidate last weekend. The Spaniard's advisors, including his brother, Igor, were in the UK last week in anticipation of his unveiling ahead of Newcastle's trip to Brighton. But when Emery performed a U-turn late last Tuesday night, attention returned to Howe. Howe also impressed during his interview by outlining his vision for immediate improvement, with Newcastle winless in the Premier League. It is thought he shared the view of the hierarchy that fitness levels and organisation could be better and that the current squad is performing way below its capabilities after an 11-match winless start. Howe is